welcome to a new series I'm starting today. You have to watch this show because it's amazing and we need to talk about it together. Where you lead, I will follow anywhere that you tell me to. I honestly don't know why I haven't done this video sooner. I've been dying to talk about Gilmore Girls forever. And to those of you who've already watched Gilmore Girls, I'm gonna talk about Gilmore Girls in depth, in spoiler depth, after this non-spoiler section. But first, I have to tell you all who haven't turned on Gilmore Girls yet why you have to turn on Gilmore Girls. You want to turn on Gilmore Girls because it's amazing. And it's not just for girls, even though it says Gilmore Girls in the title. I know many a man to love the Gilmore Girls. The show's on Netflix. This is the perfect time to pick it up because they're doing a Gilmore Girls revival. The writers, the creators of the show, Amy Sherman Palladino and her husband Daniel Palladino, lost creative control the last season of the show. And a big thing about the show is the writing is phenomenal. There's so much dialogue and it's so witty and funny and oh, it's so good. I watched like 2 hours worth of long panels with Amy and the cast and such. And Lauren Graham, who plays the lead, was talking about how like in a lot of different shows when you audition and when you do the show, you say the lines like in your own way with a little bit of your own flair. And with Amy on Gilmore, I was like, no, you're gonna say what I wrote, right? Like say exactly what I wrote. It's funny and wonderful and it's hard to describe it really. And maybe the first episode you're kind of like, but then you watch another episode and before you know it, you can't stop watching. Upon this rewatch, and the first time I watched it, I obviously noticed this, but not as much as I noticed it the second time around. Every actor ever has been on Gilmore Girls. When I first watched Gilmore Girls, I had no idea Melissa McCarthy is a main character on the show. The first time the credits rolled and Suki came up and it was Melissa, I was like, what? I know a lot of you watch Supernatural, and I think his name is Sam in Supernatural. Damn it, what is that actor's name? I'm completely blanking. You know him. He plays Dean, who will be Rory's first boyfriend. And I've had people tweet me being like, oh, I'm gonna start watching the show because Sam from Supernatural is on it. And I'm like, you'll start the show for him, but you're gonna keep watching the show for the Gilmore Girls. Oh my god, Kelly Bishop plays the third Gilmore Girl, Lorelai's mother, and she's so great. I love Emily Gilmore and I love her so much more this second time around watching. I'm just able to appreciate her so much more. And now since I've watched interviews, like these long hour chunk panels with them, I love this actress. She is so great. My love for Emily has just like blown through the roof. Her character is just so interesting and so funny. Like you don't expect her to be funny because she's the grandmother and the stuff that flies out of her mouth. Oh, it's just brilliant. It's just the best. Once you start watching the show, you'll see how their dialogue is. Duh, duh, duh. Joke, 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 reference, joke. Lauren Graham was talking about in one of these hour-long panels I sat through, like not even realizing. I just started it because it was like recommended on the side of my YouTube. And then I am an hour later and I'm still like, Lauren Graham was talking about learning that dialogue and how Amy, the writer, quickly picked up on the fact that Lauren can memorize things super quickly. So she'd give her revised scripts an hour before shooting. And Lauren was talking about how she can memorize it, but the hardest part really was making it all sound natural, like she just thought of that on the spot. She'd have these long monologue sections of dialogue with all these witty jokes popping in and she'd have to make it sound like she's just coming up with it off the top of her head, and she's so good at it. Like she's amazing. Paris, for example, another character on the show, Paris, you may recognize from How to Get Away with Murder. She's the blonde. The speed at which Paris speaks is unbelievable. Milo Ventimiglia, who if you watch Heroes, you might know as Peter Petrelli, which I watched before I watched Gilmore Girls, so I fucking love him. When he showed up in the season 2 credits for Gilmore Girls, my heart, like, what? I love him. He plays Jess on the show. Chad Michael Murray, who you might know from One Tree Hill, is one of the main characters in season 1 of the show. Adam Brody, who you might know as Seth Cohen, Owen from the OC. When will they put the OC on Netflix? Like, really? I want to rewatch the OC. Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter pops up on the show. Ron Swanson pops up on the show. Stefan's best friend with the long blonde hair pops up on the show. Seth MacFarlane is in a random episode of the show. John Hamm from Mad Men pops up on the show. Charlie from the Twilight films. Billy Burke. Jane Lynch from Glee. Michael Scott's girlfriend Jan. Hiro Nakamura. Masi Oka. Brenda Strong, the narrator from Desperate Housewives. Terry Belfleur, did you watch True Blood? Is on the show. He's like a big part on the show. And it took me so long to put this together. Like, I thought it looked familiar for so long, but it wasn't until like yesterday where I was like, ah, True Blood. Schmitty from New Girl. Abed from Community. Tran from New Girl. Just recently I'm watching an episode and he just shows up and I pause. I'm like, no way. That's true. A couple days ago, I'm watching an episode. There's a newspaper editor from Princeton. Guess who it is? Fucking Aaron Burr, sir. Are you kidding me? Prodigy from Princeton. What are the chances? I'm sure there are more because I'm sure I don't know everyone in the history of acting. It's so good. So if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it now. Go watch Gilmore Girls. You won't be sorry. You'll only be addicted. And then you'll be ready for the revival, which is gonna be on Netflix this year. That is gonna be my non-spoiler section for this video. So if you haven't watched Gilmore Girls yet, go forth, my friends. You are in for a treat. Bye, non-spoilery people. Goodbye. Okay, Gilmore Girls. Okay, so y'all have watched the show. So I'm about to just straight up talk about all the things. First and foremost, the ships. Let me just start with the first time I watched the series, I hated Dean. I was so bored of him. And maybe this is because I knew Jess was coming into the picture and I was obsessed with Peter Petrelli and Milo Ventimiglia, and I still am. The second time around, I've kind of reevaluated my views of everyone. So I used to hate Dean, but this time around, like, I actually kind of like Dean. Like, I didn't love him, but I could see what Rory saw in him. He was so strong and he's so nice and he's caring and he knows Rory and he respects the things that she likes. He doesn't have as much in common with her. I don't think that they're right for each other in the end, but I like him as a person. Now, I completely forgot going in this second time that she got back together with Dean after he was married to Lindsay. Like, I completely forgot that Rory's first time is with Dean in her room when he's still married. That episode was fantastic. That's one of my favorite episodes. I think that's the one when Lorelai opens up the Dragonfly Inn, and it's such an amazing moment for Lorelai. I cried so many times rewatching this show. Like, I cried watching the pilot just because I loved the show so much and I forgot that I loved it so much. Literally, I only watched this for the first time in 2014. So it's only been 2 years since I watched it, but I forgot so much because there's so much amazing dialogue. Like, you forget. Like, I forgot what "oi" with the poodles already means. Anyway, the Dragonfly episode. That is when Laura Luke finally sails. That kiss was so satisfying. Of course, it's mixed with this Kirk bullshit. I hate Kirk. He's like one of the only things I hate about the show. He's so freaking annoying and he's never funny to me. I just want him to run away and never come back. I don't like him. I don't know if you guys like Kirk. If anyone likes Kirk, go ahead and raise your hand now. You know, I think I see one person in the back. I love when Lorelai sets up the camera on a timer and her and Michelle and Sookie stand in front of the inn together and they take that picture, and she worked so hard for this and it finally happened. Oh, it was just such a good episode. I was talking about ships. So Dean, not my ship. If I had to choose, like, out of out of the people that I'd want her to end up with, he would be fourth on the list. Because third would be Chad Michael Murray. I can't remember his name right now. Blaine Troy but I liked him. I wanted that to happen, and he got pulled from the show. I'm sure because One Tree Hill was starting and he got the lead. I would have liked to see how their relationship kind of played out, because it would have been a complicated, weird one, and I guess we kind of got that with Jess. But he was a different Rebel Bad Boy sort of character. I guess Jess and Logan mashed together probably would have been Chad Michael Murray's character. I would love for Chad to come back. Like, I would love for him to be in this revival. I think it would be absolutely hilarious if she didn't end up with any of our 3 ships and instead she's dating Chad Michael Murray. I don't think she's gonna be dating anyone in the revival at first. I think it's gonna be like clean slate, she's been concentrating on her career, and then these boys come into the picture, and I'm so excited for Jess. Like, when I found out that Milo was confirmed for the revival, first I think Dean was confirmed, and I was like, I don't give a shit that Dean's confirmed. And then I think Logan was confirmed, Mac, Shazam, Sydney, and I was like, they better get Jess back. And when Jess was confirmed, I was like, yes! I think it's obvious who my top ship is, and it is Jess and Rory, for sure. Now, the first time I watched this, I was shipping them so hard. They were like my OTP for life. And then there was that wedding episode. I can't remember who was getting married. Was it Suki? But Christopher's there, and he's getting back together with Lorelai. It was a really good episode. I like this episode. Jess comes back, and Rory goes to talk to him, and then she just kisses him. Like, Rory kisses him. It's just, so the best moment. And then we come back to the next season, and Rory doesn't immediately break up with Dean. It takes forever, and I'm still shipping them so hard, and I love them together because they have so much in common, and Jess really understands Rory. He understands Rory on another level because he enjoys a lot of the same things that she does, and he's really smart. He just has lots of issues with authority and stuff, and he has a hard time in school because of it, but he's such a smart guy. I have so much faith in his ability to evolve and grow as a human, and we see it happen. We continue to see him even after he leaves in these different stages of his life. He gets his shit together. And I'm just so proud. But I remember the first time watching this, when Rory and Jess finally got together, I was really pissed off because it felt like they ruined Jess. He was really uncaring, and he didn't communicate with her enough, and he wouldn't call her. And the second time around, I realized I was really focusing on the bad parts, but there were good parts with him and Rory together. But it's the bad parts that stuck out, because I was like, Jess is not like this! He's not like this! It was upsetting to see that relationship just fall apart. Like, he just leaves to go find his dad. But I forgot about these episodes where he comes back. He comes back when Rory isn't at Yale anymore, and she's living at her grandmother's house, and she's with Logan, and she's kind of floating, she's lost, she's working for the DAR, and he appears in the driveway when Logan is off doing something for his dad. That's fangirling so hard when he appeared because I completely forgot. He wants to talk to her, and they go up to her room, and he wrote a book, and he got it published, and he's working for this independent publishing company. And he couldn't have written it without Rory because Rory believed in him and always thought he could do more than what he was doing. And my heart. And then they go out to dinner with Logan because Logan just appears when they're about to go get dinner. Logan's a total jackass to him, and he's being so civil. You know, it's always the timing just never works out with Jess and Rory. And he gets his shit together, and he comes back to see Rory. Rory's shit is all over the place. Like, she needs to get her shit together. And I loved that before he left that dinner with Logan, he brought her outside and was like, what's going on with you? Like, he clearly knew something was wrong. Like, this isn't you. Like, why aren't you at Yale? It's the wake-up call that Rory needed, because it's so hard watching Rory not be at Yale. It's so hard. I hated it. It was heartbreaking. That scene when Lorelai goes to her parents. She tells them the situation. They say, of course we're gonna support you. We're going to, you know, triple team Rory and knock some sense into her. She's going back to Yale. And then Lorelai gets there, and they've completely turned on her and decided to let Rory stay with them. And it's just one of the worst scenes because she's finally on the same page as her parents. They tell her that they're gonna back her 100%, and they just turn on her with no warning. And she comes excited, expecting to get Rory back on the right track, and they've completely disregarded what they said before. And after all all this nonsense is cleared up and Rory's back at Yale. We have this amazing episode. They show up at dinner after Christopher has agreed to pay for Rory's Yale tuition, and they just have 50 arguments, and it's this montage where they're all screaming at each other, and then we'll go to a scene where they're laughing and telling a story, and then another pair of them are screaming at each other about something else that's happened, and they kind of just get out all their issues, and they make the choice not to ignore each other and cut each other out of their lives, but to scream at each other until they've worked it out and be a family. I loved that. It was wonderful. It was great. The way it was edited was great. And then the last time we see Jess, I believe, is the time he invites Rory and he invites Luke to this event that they're having at his bookstore. And Rory shows up, and at this time he's in a fight with Logan too because he cheated on her. It's kind of like a Ross Rachel. He thought they were on a break. So she goes to this event because she wants to see Jess, but there's also this part of her that wants to cheat on Logan, and it was upsetting. She gets there and they talk and catch up, and it's so nice to see Jess in his element. He gives a check to Luke. Oh my god! Which reminds me of another one of my favorite episodes when Luke's sister gets married and Jess comes back for the wedding. Luke listens to this self-help love book. I love that. And then he gives it to Jess, and I love that Jess actually listens to it. He actually reads it. And that's the same episode Luke finally asks Lorelai out, and they go to the wedding together. It's just like such a good episode. So many feelings. Now, in this revival, I hope Jess has his shit together still. It would annoy me if he's kind of reverted back to his old self. Like, I could see he's not completely different, but I just don't want to see teenage Jess again. I personally want him with Rory, and I don't want these 4 episodes to end with Rory not with a partner. Like, we want to know who Rory ends up with. We don't want just like another obscure end looking into the future. She's 30-something now. Let's give her a happy ending, okay? Unless real Rory ship candidate we have is Logan. Now, I really like Logan's character. I think he's funny, and he's so smart, and he's so nice to Rory. He has money, so they go on all these trips together. I don't like him like I like Jess. And he goes through a shitload of character development, and I respect the hell out of that. I respect the hell out of how hard he tries. You could see how difficult it is for him to push for Rory in the beginning. I love how in the beginning he's in an open relationship with Rory, and it's hilarious. Rory's never done this open relationship thing, and she says she can do it, no strings attached, but you know, a few episodes later she's like, nah, no, this isn't for me. I love the first episode with the Life and Death Brigade when she comes along and they do that stud with the umbrellas and the old-fashioned clothes. It's amazing. This beginning of Rory and Logan's relationship is so interesting and so much fun to watch. But then Logan does shit like steal something from her grandmother's house. That episode when they went to dinner and he took a trinket that he had stolen from another rich person's house and traded it with a trinket from Emily's table. And we know Emily, like, we know she's gonna know. Like a minute later, she's like, wait, where's my box? Where's my sewing box? It was right there. Oh, man. That was a tough scene. I was just like, Logan, why? Why did you do that? This is the first time you're having dinner with her family. Can we quickly, let's talk about the Huntsberger family and this whole ordeal with Rory. I fucking hate that family, and that dinner that she went to, they were oh, that made me so mad. I absolutely loved the episode when Rory throws this 40s DAR party and Emily completely shuts down Miss Huntsberger, and it's amazing. And it just brought me to tears seeing Richard defend her to Mitchum and Emily stand up for her to Mrs. Huntsberger. Richard and Emily, like, they're not horrible people. They're a product of the way that they've been raised, and they just have so much trouble understanding Lorelai's point of view. And you know Emily tries, you know, she wants to, and there's that episode where they go to the spa together and she wants to be a cool mom. She wants to be like Lorelai and Rory, but she just never was like that with her mom, and she doesn't understand it, and oh, it breaks my heart sometimes. It also fills my heart with feels, and I just love this show. Other than Kirk in general, because I hate him. The one storyline that bothers the crap out of me is Luke's daughter. You know, I hate Christopher's daughter too. Like that episode when Lorelai has to babysit her, I'm like, oh my And of course she ends up getting in the middle of Lorelai and Chris. And I love Christopher, don't get me wrong, I think Christopher is super cool. He's like the male Lorelai. They're so alike, and because of that, they are so in tune with one another. I enjoy them as a couple, and I would have liked to see where they had went if Christopher did not have that baby, but at the same time, I was shipping Laura Luke so hard at the time, so I don't know. But I like Christopher, like I think he's a great guy, and I wouldn't mind if Lorelai was with him, but I don't think he's perfect for her. I think they're too much alike. I think Lorelai needs kind of a foil, like she needs that back and forth funny bickering sort of relationship that she has with Luke. But Luke's daughter, oh my god, it's like we waited 50 seasons for Lorelai and Luke to get together. They finally get together, they break up, then they finally get back together, and Lorelai asks him to marry her, and he says yes. And so now they're engaged, but they won't set a date, and it stretches forever. She finally fixes things with Rory, and Luke finds out he has a freaking daughter who's 12 years old. They finally set a date. I'm just so excited for their freaking wedding, and then Luke wants to postpone it because of his daughter. I really don't know why. Like, what is that? He can't think about two things at once. Like, he doesn't have to think about it. Lorelai planned it all. It was all perfect. June 3rd. I hate this. I hate this storyline. It makes me not want to watch it because I just want them to get married, and they're not. They're not getting married. I don't even remember if they get married in season 7. Do they? And something happens, but I feel like they never actually have their wedding. Shit. I just really wish they did not postpone that wedding because it creates a rift between them. Luke's being a complete asshole. There's that episode when they go to Logan's family house and it's for Valentine's Day, and Luke is just like an old man complaining every 5 seconds. He didn't get Lorelai a Valentine's Day present. I mean, come on. It's just a hot mess. And he's starting to get on my nerves because he's like not being loving Luke anymore. He's being this annoying, distant Luke who won't let his fiance meet his daughter. They have to have a relationship. I don't like this storyline at all. I don't like this April storyline. I'm so done with it. Then we got Lane. I haven't really talked about Lane. She's with Adam Brody, and I really like them together, but Adam Brody had to go be on the OC. And then she's with the other bandmate, Zach. I just don't like Zach's character on the show. I think he's so dumb, and I don't think he's very sweet. He just comes off really dumb to me all the time. And when he asked her to marry her and she said yes, I don't see them together. Their storyline went in a weird direction. I think Lane would have been better off with a more Adam Brody, smarter type. I can't see her liking someone like Zach. He completely trashes their chances at getting a record label. Remember that one? Because Brian writes a song called Lane, and it's just ridiculous. One of my favorite episodes has to be that 24-hour dance-off. They dance all night, and they're in the finalists, and at the end, she breaks up with Dean, and Jess is there watching, and oh, I love that episode so much. I also really love that episode where it's snowing, and the people who ordered that 18th century dinner couldn't make it, so they invite the whole town, and there's the sleigh rides with the horses. It's just such a nice, warm butterflies episode. Oh my god, the one where Emily and Richard renew their vows, and Rory's the best man, and Lorelai's the maid of honor. I really enjoy how Rory and Paris's relationship evolves as we go on. Their trip to spring break, they're so funny and nerdy and cute together, and it's just great. I love the one when Lorelai and Rory go visit Harvard together, and Rory's so excited, and I was so excited for her, and you can see Lorelai kind of being nostalgic and sad that she didn't get to do this, but she's so happy that her daughter's gonna be able to do it. And then the episode where Lorelai graduates from school, I love that one. I love how her parents come and how Rory invited them and how they have this whole fancy camera crew, and it's so sweet because even though Rory doesn't end up making it because she went to go visit Jess in New York City, which I absolutely loved, you know, Lorelai's parents are there, and that's who she really needed there. That made all the difference. I think that's it for this Gilmore Girls chat. I'd love to hear your favorite episodes. What do I think is gonna happen in the revival? You know, all I'm hoping for right now is a happy ending for Rory with Jess. I don't know what's gonna happen. I feel like anything could happen. The door is open. We've missed 15 years of their life. I'm anxious to see where Luke and Lorelai are at, if they had another kid. I really hope they did. I'm just really excited. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Christine. I'm @XTeenMay on Twitter. I make videos every Tuesday. I'll see you next time.